One of the questions that I get asked most often is, how do you change other people's behavior? It's a great question. We all wish we had the control and the ability to do it every day. Well, here's an outline, and this is the first of several videos in a series, because we're going to talk about several different ways to approach changing people. And by the way, this also works for changing yourself. This can be used for motivating others, motivating yourself, persuading others, persuading yourself, changing others, changing yourself. This works for everything from dieting to making more money to saving more money to being better in the relationships that you have. How do you change a person? Most people want to change people's attitudes. Here's the thing. This is a secret. Nobody knows. Attitudes don't change behaviors in and of themselves. Most people would like to believe that by changing someone's attitude, it's going to change the future behaviors. But that's really not true. And it turns out that back in the 50s, when the social psychologists got all excited about this concept, we thought that if we could change people's attitudes towards stuff, that we'd be able to shift all their behaviors. And it worked a little bit, but it didn't work anywhere near as well as this does. If you really want to change someone's behavior, the way you do it is the way that you learned and became who you are today. What does that mean? It means that you get people to do an action. If you want somebody to change, to change their religious belief, or go to your church, or to go to your political party, or whatever, you don't want to tell people and fight and debate about all of the things related to religion or politics. Instead, you want to bring people to a place that's enjoyable and fun, that's going to be accepting of the person, that allows them to have that experience. So the first thing you want to do is get people to do an action. If you want people to buy from you, to say yes to you, to do anything for you, with you, or around you, you want to make sure that the very first thing you do is get people to take an action. You don't want to meet somebody at their office. You want to take them out to dinner. That's an action. You want to do actions, because once people start to do actions, they begin to believe what their actions were. See, there's something called cognitive dissonance in psychology. That means we are doing this and we're thinking this. These are two different things. We can't really live very long with two different things in our mind. So we tend to go with behaviors. Unfortunately, those behaviors are things that people have done forever. The only way to get people to change is to get them to do a new behavior. So you take them and replace that behavior with this behavior. You take them out to lunch. You take them out to the park. You take them for a walk. You get people to take an action, and then they start to know that this is the kind of thing that I do. I do these actions. I do these behaviors. Therefore, I now have a belief about who I am and what I'm capable of doing. So now I have a belief. Now, beliefs are different from attitudes. Beliefs are much more powerful. Beliefs now that are based on actions, not beliefs that are based on like thoughts or something that you figured out on a piece of paper, or your budget, or your scale, when you weigh yourself. Beliefs that are based on actions, things you actually know that you have done, things that you have seen yourself do, things you observed yourself doing. Those beliefs now create new behaviors in the future, and those behaviors become bigger and stronger. And as you do those behaviors more often, the beliefs about yourself or that person, they now believe that they can do those things because they're based on bigger beliefs, which were based on bigger actions. How do you get people to do this? Well, it's not always easy to say, hey, you want to go play golf today? I don't play golf. Oh, come on, let's just go shoot, to the miniature golf course. No, you know what you do? You take them out to a driving range and you just let them hit a bucket of balls. You hit 100 balls, doesn't matter whether they go up, they go down, the person has done it. Now they know that they're capable of actually going to a golf course. They're capable of hitting the bucket of balls. They're capable of hitting some of them in the air, of which you will then have snapshots on your cell phone of, which you can then show that person, and that person now has a belief because they see the photo of themselves hitting the ball, and it actually went way far out there, and you could have a photo of that. And that's how you create behaviors. You get people to, hey, try this dress on for size. That's what you're doing. You're getting people to try this dress on, because the probability, once the woman puts the dress on, of her buying that dress is thousands of times greater than all of the other dresses in the store. So she's taking 3 dresses into the dressing room with her. You've suggested that she try on a few for size. Okay, and yet out here on the racks are thousands of stores. You're sitting there at Nordstrom's or Bloomingdale's or Macy's, and you've got thousands of dresses, and yet she's taking 3 into the room, she's going to try them on, and she's going to take 2 home. 67% of these get purchased, 0% of those get purchased. Why? Because she tried the dress on for size. Your goal, if you want people to change, is for you to get the person to try your widget, to try you on for size, to try something that you're suggesting on for size. Not to go with it, not to believe it, just to do it. Because eventually, once they know that they're capable of doing this, they will then own your product. That's what you're looking for. And by the way, your product just might be you. Okay, this is the first of several video files in the Changing People series. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.